And hi. This is Louie.
Hey guys, welcome to ASKAMAMA Mondays. This is Beth, and I'm here with food blogger and photographer Trisha Hughes. Hi, Trisha.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good. I'm excited.
Just so you guys know, Trisha is, like I said, she's a food photographer and a blogger. She runs the site Eat Your Beets, where she takes her beautiful photography and translates them into recipes for, your families, and they're heavily influenced in gluten-free and paleo diets. You and your family have been eating this way for quite a while now.
Yeah, we have. I mean, I think I had said maybe
A few years,
like 4 or 5 years, maybe. We kind of started back when I was living in Japan. I had been heavily influenced by sort of vegan and vegetarianism. That's something that I had done a lot of reading about, and I had never in my life had somebody say to me, no, you should eat meat. Meat's really healthy. And so when I first heard about the paleo diet, I kind of thought that doesn't even make sense. This is so contradictory to everything that I've been hearing. The more I read about it, not only was I introduced to sort of paleo, but also Weston A. Price, where, they're definitely into fermenting and properly preparing grains if you do eat grains, and lots of butter, grass-fed butter, high fat, which I had never grown up thinking that was acceptable.
That's totally goes against the grain of what I was raised with. So low fat everything in my house.
Yeah, exactly. It took me a long time to actually to come out of the closet and say that I was
come out of the paleo closet. Yeah.
Yeah, right. Come out of the cave. It took me a while to come out of the cave.
Is your blog always intended to be a food blog?
I guess for my blog, as time went on, I started doing a lot more with food photography because it felt natural to me and it felt comfortable. My friend Courtney had taught me how to use my camera. And while I always thought I wanted to take pictures of my kids, it turned out that I enjoyed taking pictures of food so much more. I started really focusing on my food photography, and then I started getting noticed for it. And so it was something that I wanted to kind of keep pursuing, and so that it's been a really fun kind of learning process.
You're teaching a natural light food photography mini workshop in Omaha on June 6th at a place called Bench.
Yep. I'm really excited about the class so that I can kind of do some hands-on work with people. I think it's going to be really fun. We're going to cover, natural light. Obviously, that's what I prefer to shoot in, kind of understanding natural light, figuring out how to make the light work for you. And then we'll also be covering my favorite aspect of it, which is the storytelling, styling, composition aspect, which is great for people, even if they don't have, a DSLR, still beneficial, even if you're just taking pictures with your phone. 90% of my Instagram feed is taken with my phone.
Oh, no way. I didn't know that.
Yeah. I've had people contact me we'd like to use this image, for something. And I'll say, I don't have an original. You just screenshot it from my feed. And they'll say, that was taken with your phone? Yeah. I'm like, yeah. So yeah, I would say 90% of what I take on Instagram is with my phone.
You're also going to be at the Alt Summit in June.
Yes. Basically, they kind of want the panel to cover strategies, so Instagram strategies as well as monetization, because I think a lot of people are looking into ways that they can monetize their Instagram feed. I do not monetize my Instagram feed in terms of I will give you a shout out if you pay me X amount of money.
Right.
Just because I feel like that's not authentic to kind of me and my brand. And I wouldn't talk about something unless it were something that we already used.
But you had a really interesting experience through Instagram. You were named one of Instagram's feeds to follow a while back.
It was in January, and I actually was on my way to, there's a local publication here, Edible Omaha, and I was on my way to the release party, and I was opening Instagram, and I was like, oh I must have gotten a shout out or something. I just got 50 new followers. That was really weird. And every time I'd open my phone, I was like, something happened. And I
Yeah.
couldn't figure out what it was because every time I would open it, it would be like 80 new followers, 50 new followers, 20 new followers. I went to, you can get your messages, the
Mhm.
direct message. I went there and basically there was just an image from Instagram and they were like, you've been selected as a suggested user. You'll be on the list for about 2 weeks. And then after that, it's over and congratulations and peace out. Honestly, in all and complete honesty, I have no idea. I have no idea how I got on the suggested user list. They don't tell you. They don't tell you what happens. When I started, I was just under 7,000.
Mhm.
And I had noticed, I kind of felt like I had hit my rhythm with Instagram where I was averaging about 1,000 new followers a month. I had been very strategic and Instagram was like, my thing. And I felt very confident doing it. It was my favorite social media platform. And I was doing it for the purpose of growing. And then once I got put on the suggested user list, within 2 weeks, I was at 120,000.
Oh my God.
Right.
Where was your mind going? Were you thinking were you thinking positive things? Were you thinking this is going to be really great for my brand, for my business?
Yeah,
Or were you getting sort of worried as those numbers went up?
everything, all the feelings.
All
I
the
mean, yeah,
feelings.
and in fact, that's pretty much the best way that I can describe it. I had all the feelings because on one side, I felt like I didn't deserve what was happening. It's weird because I felt like those 7,000 people, I felt like I like fought tooth and nail for them. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
I worked really hard to gain those people.
You wrote a post on why you were glad that your Instagram followers, why that number was dropping. And
Yeah,
when that
yeah.
started to happen, what were you feeling like when that was starting to happen?
It flipped my strategy, my Instagram strategy kind of upside down because while I felt like I had been working so hard to gain these people, now I felt like I had to work even harder to keep them. I'm glad that the people are leaving if they don't want to be there. Because
Mhm.
first of all, I don't need spam.
Yeah. No.
Nobody needs spam. And second of all, I only want people who want to kind of like hang out and be a part of what I'm doing. While I am, yes, losing people, sometimes hundreds of people, I am still gaining people. So, basically just the things that I think are most important for running your Instagram feed. I think number one is having good images above
Hmm.
and beyond all. One of my tips that I always give people is that when you should be using your Instagram feed to drive traffic to your website or your newsletter list,
Hmm.
because those are the people who've already said yes to you. Because
Right.
if they're going to click over and join your email list or whatever, they're halfway there.
Yeah,
You
that's
just
true.
need to keep giving them something that's going to get them engaged, keep giving them something of value. It's just about whittling those people away until you've got the ones that are like, yes, we're with you.
We're sticking with you.
Yeah.
We're here for the long run.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not going to pretend like I'm going to pick that up later because I'm not. And because that's the extra step that somebody else isn't going to take. I mean, truly, that's made a huge difference.